28.48/28 network. And 192.168.28.48 network. For the purposes of the test, this is the physical configuration on each of these boxes. This is their physical address. Okay? I have one mistake here on the diagram. Let me fix that real fast. I just noticed it myself. There, that fixes that. There, good. Okay. So, same holds true with this interface. You need to get this interface, this DMZ interface, with the right IP address. And then your NATs, your static NAT statements, all right, they're done. Static NAT statements are done differently in the ASA than what you're used to on the router. Okay? Here's a little hint. Here's a little hint. And I'll show you one here in a second with my lab 3. You have to create a network object. A network object. You have to tie an IP address to that network object. And then you do a NAT statement underneath that network object. Okay? It's a little more convoluted. It's a little more convoluted. I'll show you how to do it in both the ASDM and the command line. That's only fair to you guys. It's only fair to you guys. Set up port address translation for the inside SYN network on the firewall. Okay? I believe you've done that before in a previous lab/test. All right, your access list is rather lengthy for number 7. Okay. Pay attention as to how many access lists you need. You may need more than one. You may need more than one, depending on where the traffic is going. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to need more than one access list.
So we'll set up on the firewall with you.
Yep. Set up a DHCP pool on R3. Excuse me, it should be R2. Okay. Now, we've been working with DHCP pools for a couple of labs, couple of tests. I was rather lenient on some of you. Well, most of you, I only took off a point or two if you missed the default gateway, or actually everybody got DNS servers right. But on the previous test, you missed this. Okay? Make sure you get this in the DHCP pool, all right, correctly. Nobody had any problems with leases. Very few of you did. All right, number 8. Number 8 is very similar, actually almost identical. Actually, it is identical, except minus IP addresses of what you did in Lab 3. Set up remote access VPN. Set up a remote access VPN. Whether you want to go through and do that on the command line, or whether you want to go through and do it through the ASDM, is up to you. Okay? It's up to you. Notice that I do not ask you for your pre-shared key I do not ask you for your group name, that's okay. I don't need it. I'll show you how I'm going to get it here in a second. Okay? Set up SSH on all the devices. Disable Telnet on R1 and R2. Create warning banners on everything. Alright, now, as a bonus, some of you need this. If you remember, we went through, I think it was back in like week 2 or week 3, I talked about CBAC. Actually, we had a whole lecture on it, I believe. Class-based access control. Set this up on R1 to have it using the intrusion detection system. Intrusion detection system. So set up CBAC, which is like a zone-based fire control. All right, you can Google that and look it up if you want to. You have a week to do this. And you can set up the IDS. You can point the IDS at the syslog server on here. All right, at that IP address, etc. All right. Now, there's no way I can test that, but I know what commands to look for. You do that, and you make an attempt at it, you'll get some bonus points. Okay, you can get up to 20 bonus points. Okay, hint, that's a whole letter grade, guys. That's a whole letter grade. So if you had problems previously on your other test, you ace this thing, you can get a whole letter grade added to that other exam. But you got to put the research and the work into it. Sound fair? Sound like a challenge? Cool. All right. And that's not going to work. Let's make that February 26th. All right. Please don't have it be late. Please.
We have to send you the ASA configuration too?
Yeah. Okay. Let me post this real quick, and I'll get to your question. I know exactly what you're going to ask. How do I get that configuration, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Hold on a second. Ways you can do this. You can go to the console. Console through GNS3 is a little cumbersome. Yes? Sorry. Thank you. All right. You have to set up SSH on the box anyway. So there's a couple different ways you can do that. Easiest way is if you go through ASDM. You go to Device Management, Management Access, ASDM, HTTP, Telnet, SSH. You can see that I have SSH already set up on the inside. You can add that, edit it. In your show run, if you set this up, you should see the SSH command here. So you can do it via the ASDM, or you can just put that SSH command in there, say with your inside address, whatever it is for test 2. All right. You can then connect a host to that inside network, like what you did with Lab 3. Everybody follow me? Then you can run PuTTY, or I'm a big TerraTerm fan. Okay. Use one of your. All right. You run into this problem, let me show you how to fix it. Easiest to fix it in ASDM. You go to users in AAA. AAA access. You've got to check mark this SSH server group. Now before I apply it, let me show you where it goes in the console. Okay. You notice that I don't have any AAA commands. I don't have any AAA commands in here right now. Alright. I click apply. Should come up with a AAA access. There. See that right there? That's what that wrote. AAA authentication, SSH console local. That's the command that you would do if you did it from the command line. AAA authentication, SSH console local. And I go back. Try it again. Wait for my RSA key. I now have access. Okay. I don't have an enable password set, so it just lets me in. All right. So if I do a show run, and this happens a lot of times to you guys, I completely understand. You're working and working and working and working, and you just have all kinds of stuff in the buffer. So if you do a show run, it might be hard to find everything. All right. The problem with this is on the console, there's no copy command. Sometimes, depending on the operating system that you're using, I know some of you use Mac, some of you use Windows 7, some of you use Windows 8, maybe a couple of you are, crazy enough to use Linux. You hit copy, Control C. With Windows 8, I think it works.
I'm trying right now.
All right. I know on some different operating systems, you might have problems. So it worked fine here. Great. If you have problems with that, you can always go to
No, it doesn't.
your SSH. The show run. You have all these edit copy commands up here. You can highlight whatever you need. Yeah. TerraTerm. I like TerraTerm a lot because it has an embedded clipboard. Newer versions of PuTTY do as well. You can just highlight it, copy it, and put it in a notepad, paste it. I don't care how you save it. You can save it as a .conf file or a .txt file. I'll work with either one. What I'm going to do, when you email this to me, I'm going to go into my ASA. All right. I'm going to type in conft. I'm going to start here from the host name. That's the first command. I'm going to cut this out. I don't need the crypto checksum. I'm going to edit and paste. Wait a second. Take a look at this real fast. We look at your. Let me find out your group policy. Look at that right there. Locked out, right? Okay. Write this down. Everybody get something out. Write this down. Okay? Very, very, very important. Told you I knew how to get that key. All right. So whenever you make that key, hopefully you just make it Cisco. All right. I have your group policy name. Okay. The command is more. System : running config. Write that down. Okay. From privileged exec mode, more space system : running -config. Everybody got that? Say it with me. More space system : running -config. You do that command, when you get to that group policy at the end, looky there. That is the only way that you can recover a pre-shared key. Doesn't work with your enable secret or your enable passwords, but it will work with your pre-shared key. Okay, IKE1 or IKE2. So run that command, not your write mem and your show run. More space system : running -config.
So this recovers that AGN key.
Yeah. Copy and paste that in there. It'll come up like that. Then I'm going to copy everything. And I'm going to come here, and it's actually easier to do it from Paraterm or from SSH. All right, and you have your users and passwords in your test, so that's going to be test number 1. Can I log in to the routers and the switches with SSH? Right. But actually, I guess I'll have to do it from the console. I can just right click and do it from the console, and it'll run through and paste everything up there. There we go. And it puts a config in. All right. And from there, if I have any problems, I have your config. I can adjust it accordingly. And I can do some testing. Yeah.
Do you want us to do this for Lab 3 also, even though you already submitted it? Or?
I'm going to come around and look at your Lab 3 tonight and get you guys graded if I absolutely possibly can. I may do this because I know some of you are having issues with your ASA on Lab 3. So I'm going to walk around with my laptop, take your config, put it in here, and test it. All right, mine seems to be doing okay. Kosher?
Well, intruders.
All right. Any questions? You have a week, yes, sir?
Are you going to show us the natting on the ASA?
Oh, thank you. I was forgetting something. All right. So, 2 ways to do it. Again, going through the GUI is a little bit different than going through the command line. Let me go back here to.
Oh my god. My VPN SSH, whatever, it doesn't work. Fucking stupid. Something's blocking.
Yeah. All right. No, that's not the large test. There we go. All right. So, for example, let's take my web server. 14.40.28.51 is the public IP. The private IP is 192.168.28.51. Okay? From the command line, you have to create a network object. I think it's object space network. All right, and then you got to give it a name. I don't care what you name it. I'm just going to name mine www. Why am I naming it www? Because on the diagram it's www. All right. It is a host. It is a single IP address. It is not a network. It's a single device. Then you give it its IP address. This is its local IP address. 192.168.28.51. Okay? All right. From here, you can type in NAT. All right. Then you have to tell it what interface it's going to be NATed from. Now I only have two interfaces here on the Lab 3 router, outside and inside. On your test, it's going to be different because you have an interface that you have to name. Say you name it DMZ, it would be different. Everybody follow me there. Okay. All right. So it is the source inside, comma, outside. In this case, it would be DMZ or whatever, what have you, whatever you're going to name it. All right. Source. I believe it's static. All right. What is the object name? Or what I called it, www, right? And then, what do you want to specify as the map? Uh-oh. I got to create two network objects. One for the inside, one for the outside. So, okay, get out of here real quick. Object, network, www, public. Host. .40.28.51. Okay, there's a couple ways you can do this. You can do a source NAT on the private IP object, or you can do a NAT statement from global configuration mode. NAT, inside, outside, source, www. What did I goof up here? Source, static, www. And then what do I call it? www public, right?
This is only for static now, right?
This is static now. All right. I refresh my configuration. Go to firewall. NAT rules. There it is right there. Inside, outside. Alright. You want to do it in the ASDM? Okay. You can do it a couple different ways. You can do it from the NAT rules, and you can create network objects under here. Or you can go straight to objects, network objects, add network object. So let's do the DNS server now. Let's call this one DNS. It's a host. Its IP address is 53. 192.168.28.53. Okay. You can give it a description. DNS server. Here under NAT, drop that box down. It's a static NAT, and it's going to be translated.
Yeah, you need to check that.
Yeah, check that. Here's where you got to create another object. All right. Add network object. DNS pub. 14 dot.
Is it one static NAT rule one object?
14.40.28. Hold on just a second, honey. Yes. Okay. You can select that. Okay. Click OK. See? The same thing. Click save. A couple different ways you guys can do that. So either way is right.
So it's one static NAT, one object, right? One
Yeah.
for one.
It's 1-to-1.
Okay.
It's 1-to-1. It's not dynamic. Okay? Not dynamic. Any questions on that? Cool. All right.
Is that an error over there? SAT being R2 or R.1?
I'm sorry?
Up there.
This is R2.
No, over there. In start.
Top right.
Up.
Oh, static NAT in FW1. Yeah, thank you. FW1. All right, cool. So it's 7:18. If you're done with your lab 3 and you want to get it graded, come on up. If you did not get lab 3 done and you need a little bit of extra time, don't sweat it. I can grade it later. But
Oh, why not?
no big deal. All right, just
You know
give
what?
me 1 second.
I like my seat.
There you go, Harvey.
Why would I stand up when I just do it this thing?
It's going to be the easiest 100 points to 4.
So for the network objects, are we creating it for all?